good morning, Thor. How's it going?
Morning, can you hear me? I'm trying something new today.
I can. I'm not sure my audio quality is going to be great because I did not bring my mic with me, but it seems like the internet connection is at least pretty good. So it's
All right,
just
perfect.
just through the speakers. So I have looks like we're recording and I think what because of the compromise that we had on my main account and it being banned for safety reasons, obviously, we lost the Market Talk, like the thread that came off Market Talk for the Lunch and Learn, unfortunately. So good thing is we're recording these at least for replay, and I will get the ones that probably well I'll go ahead and do all of them even if they don't have the audio up, just to at least rewatch the charts for once we get a little more permanent solution, because I didn't really think that that thread was going to go away. I thought just my posts from that day. But anyway, long story short, we are currently without that thread channel for anyone to post their tickers in. So we're looking for those inside the Market Talk channel. And I am just logging in to Market Talk, so I haven't looked to see if there are any tickers. So I'm hoping you guys tagged us if you had
There is
tickers.
not.
Okay, so that's the very first question. If you guys have any tickers you'd like reviewed, Thor and I are here for about the next 25 to 30 minutes, covering whatever on a high time frame, like what's our overview of particular, well, could even be futures, I guess, but whatever ticker that is. If you would go ahead and post them in the chat and tag me with them, that way they're easier to find inside Market Talk.
He's saying, AB Prince is saying he still has the thread.
Oh, that would be amazing.
I don't see it.
I do not have it.
Hey, look.
AB Prince, can
Oh,
you
I do see it. It is still there.
oh, that is so weird. I've tried every which way to get that thing to pull up. Well, that's exciting. I'm glad. Okay, feeling a little happier now.
All right.
Rewind.
Well, then I'll just feed you the tickers.
Okay.
The first one is ZC, Zebra Charlie.
That's corn futures. And it sounds like there was a pretty good short trade that the member that posted this took this week. I can't remember who it was for sure, but I remember the discussion about it.
I don't really play with futures, but it doesn't look good.
Oh no, it definitely.
I wouldn't even touch this one. I mean, I'd look for it to hold above 592.50 and play a bounce there if you get it again. That's about all I would do.
I am on the wrong ticker. Hold on just a sec. Like, this does not look right. There we go.
We are talking about corn futures, right?
Well, when you said that number and then I looked over to my price scale, I was like, this is not the chart I've seen. Okay. I now have my chart up. And I believe the level that I had given last week was the 654.4 as a high volume node level that I thought we would reject off of, and we actually didn't even make it there and started the rejection.
641. Yeah.
So there is some. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm getting a delay here. For me, it's really simple. I mean, I would play it for a bounce off 592.50, and under I'd get out.
So I have a little bit of support just underneath here, 635. There's a little bit of volume down there. There's a decent amount of volume at 588-ish range. And then below that, I think it could stay short to 547 pretty easily. And we should see a bounce there. That is above the 200 on the weekly, the 200 moving average. So I will post an updated chart for this. Okay, I've been trying to reply to the posts, so there we go. Oh, it was Blue Party Hat, that's right.
I move the next one. I hope these are not all futures. I hate these.
They're not all futures. Oh, the ones with the forward slashes are futures, yeah. We'll do.
GC is the next one. That's gold.
Gold contracts.
I like this one better than I like the other one, but I'd actually look to short this under 1943.
I have 1941.9.
Yeah, we're right in there.
Yep. All right. I do think I
I'd go
actually think we'll
long.
hold there. I would take a speculative long off of that 1940 range and just have it be a super tight out to target 1993 and 2084.8.
Yeah, it's a better looking chart than the corn futures for sure.
Yeah,
Okay, we're just moving right along here.
exactly.
Next one is SB.
I am so
Peter,
happy this.
you're in Hawaii, yeah?
Yeah, Hawaii.
This one's interesting.
Sugar futures. Look how pretty that is.
I don't have that. I don't have sugar futures. Hold on a minute.
SB1 exclamation point will be the front month contract for that.
All right, sugar it's sitting at 26.11.
26.25.
Maybe my
You might be in like one of the individual contracts. And this will be showing the September contracts, but it might have selected a different one.
yeah, the chart's still good. I mean,
Yeah,
it that candle rejection today would make me look to get in at over 26.50.
there's a pretty heavy volume drop off. Well, no, volume profile is messing with me. 26.44 is where the volume drops off, and there's a very shallow area above it. So I'll drop my line right there. And then room to test that peak at, what is 27.44, and then once we're over that, we can see some pretty decent upside, probably into the range of like 31.88.
These don't really move that fast, though.
No, they don't, but sugar is actually pretty good to trade.
Yeah, I was just thinking. I guess these really slow movers give you a lot more time to look at them, and you're not going to get beat up fast.
Exactly.
You're not going to get rich fast either. Tesla just broke over 265 and looks like it may run.
I think ES is found, it's lost its sellers as well here. Okay, let me post this weekly chart.
Let me find the next one. Shop.
I haven't looked at a shop chart in a while.
A while back. Be interested to see what it looks like. First thing I want to do is look at a weekly after looking at the daily. Well, if you're long, I'd want it to hold it just above 62.
All right, let's see here. I don't like that it's below the 200 on the weekly. We should probably see some selling as we approach that into the like 75.30 level. So I'm going to drop a weekly. We are building in a ton of volume right here in the 62, above 62.40 range. So if you're not long and you're looking to take a long, you could just have that out under 62 on a weekly candle. But it is bull flagging.
Yeah, I have the 62 as support right now.
I'm going to drop a couple more lines in here. And if we lose 62, it's 46. So, I mean, there's a little bit of space under there, but 46 is really the next bigger one. We could probably have a little bit of fun as far as stalling on the short side at 54.78. I would probably look to take this long if we saw a drop back into that like 46, 48 range and not continuing to sell off on the weekly. I would probably look at some longer dated swing contracts on this.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Honestly, if it sells off, it looks like it needs to. Eventually, it's got a gap fill down to $50, $49, $50.
Yeah.
I don't really like it. I mean, I'm looking at it. I just brought out the daily. And I think it's a good short. If it closes under 60, hold on a minute. If it closes under 62, I start looking. I'd be looking to short it.
Underneath 62.40 is an invalidation of the bear or of the bull flag that we're trying to get out of right now. So we're back inside the flag range right now, looking at it on the daily. I definitely want to see it sell down a little bit into that volume area, the 46 to 48, and bounce hard there. We do have some cleanup to do as far as volume between 49 and let's call it 57. So we could just get down there and do some sideways consolidation to build in some volume.
Yeah, and once it gets down there, it's a gap fill as well.
Yeah.
So
let me look at monthly.
Stand by under 62. I would definitely go short if it closed under 62.
Have you looked at monthly?
I'm pulling it up right now.
I'm not sure it's going to 62. Looking at monthly. Unless we have a general rollover in the market, of course. I've got a cluster between 73 and 75, or 73.5 to 75.5. That is the 50 moving average on the monthly. That's probably a sell point if you're still long on it or are long on it. I don't think I could take a long here. I don't know. Let me go back to weekly.
And if you draw a line right across, and if you draw a line straight across from 4/2020 on the monthly, it's catching it right now. And monthlies are kind of hard to look at.
Yeah. I wanted to peek at the monthly, but I'm back on the weekly now after I drew a couple more lines, and it's definitely there on the weekly too. You've got to. That's where a lot of the volume came from that caused this nice little bounce. So that's actually interesting.
I might be wrong, but I like a short here under 62. That's my call.
You could go short and look at PTs at 54. I don't like it short. I want to see some consolidation. I want to see a little bit more trade in this range between like 50, like 58.50. I just want to see some more sideways grind because we do have a failed flag break now. Let's get that chart out.
But if you did short it at 62 and it got to 58, you're going to make some money.
Oh yeah. I just don't feel like it's that high of a potential to look at it as short, I guess is.
I don't think so either. I mean, but I still think I mean, I'm giving my opinion what I do with it. Absolutely. And it's not long. For me, it would be a short under 62.
All right, next one, AAP. We did this one a couple weeks ago. And I think they were looking for a bounce.
What did we say about this thing? I don't remember what my comments were on this, but I did say something about this.
Well, we continue to make lower lows on the weekly. So I I said, you know, there is a good potential for a bounce on this, but I can't take it because we do have another new low, a new swing low. And it is definitely news related. The level that I have marked here from that previous chart was 67.79, and we have recaptured it. So I believe what my statement was that that would be where I would be looking at taking a long entry. So let me, you know, I don't want to go based off of what I said then because we go back and look at it 2 weeks later. Zooming out, check the monthly.
I just remember talking about this as far as the
I
auto
remember
parts business.
thinking we were going to get it back
And
to like 56.
yeah, I can't remember exactly what I said, but I know what I think about it. I think that you know, with used cars going way up in value, um, people are maintaining the cars that they have. I think
Yep.
auto parts business is legitimate as far as I don't know how these guys missed as bad as they did. Maybe they based it on that on what I'm saying now, but they were off quite a bit.
I think
But
there's supply chain issues as part of the issue with AAP. If I remember just kind of some of the stuff that I've seen, they they had some fundamental business problems that
they
created,
missed really bad.
yeah, that created like, you know, is it management, is it supply chain, whatever. I don't really care that much about that, but that's why I've not real happy with that miss. But it looks like we're holding here, so this might even be something that you can take some really long dated like leap contracts, and definition of a leap is a year. It's not January, it's a year from the current month contract. So like June or July of next year. That way it's buffered if this does continue to sell down a little bit, which our volume point of control since 2012 is way up at 153.57. That could be a pretty monster long swing trade. And that might even be something that I will alert just for speculative.
Yeah, I yeah, I think long term, if you can find the spot to buy it, I think it's a buy.
I might even be
I
a
mean, it hasn't
commons.
been this low. It hasn't been this low since 2010.
And car parts are
13
expensive.
years.
Yep.
Um, you know, if you go back to 2010 and on a monthly, you can see some possibilities there around 65.
Okay, and then I just added that in. I'm looking at AAP commons to add to the long-term portfolio and leaps based on this chart.
Yeah, I like it long term.
And then next
Just a
one,
matter of where you buy in.
I feel like we've at least found
Next one.
some baselines. BEPC.
EPC.
I don't know that I've ever seen this. It does not ring any bells. Brookfield Renewable Corporation. Is it a like solar or battery charging something? I don't know. Based on the name, I'm just wild guesses here.
I don't know. Let me look at. I don't think it matters what it does.
ES is
I never look at
approaching.
what these do, but I am curious.
ES is approaching anchored VWAP here. If you're long, I would seriously consider. Our overnight low was my original target, that 44.32, where we clean up our singles at 44.30 and anchored VWAP right here. There ought to be a seller. I want to look and see what kind of volume we have on this before I go too much into analysis, because I have this sneaking suspicion I couldn't touch it.
Can't find a place I like. I mean, I guess I'd look for well, really 32 would be a good spot to buy. And it's right there now. I think 32, I think right in here is probably a good spot to buy and set stops.
Our volume is at 292,000. Our 10-day average volume is at 599,000. So it's just like peaking over halfway through the day. It's pretty low volume.
I don't particularly like this chart, to be honest.
So I have 30, let me get really drilled in here. 31, let's call it 31 flat on the monthly as a very strong possibility. I don't really like tickers with a slow volume, especially this new. Now, if there's something particular that's known about, you know, the ticker itself and, you know, like what relevance it has to newer technology, then that might change my mind about it. Just as a speculative, like, you know, building out some alternative or renewable energy or something like that. I'm dropping some, we have a volume point of control sitting at 39.97. And then above, good news is when I'm on Kauai, I feel like I'm at home because there's more roosters here than at home. Okay.
If I lived out in Closeville, which is like where the locals live here,
Yeah.
that's all you hear is dogs and roosters.
Yep.
And they don't have farms, by the way. They just have I call them track homes, but they're not track homes.
It's just
Houses that are right next
roosters
to each
everywhere.
other. They're shacks and they have chickens. You know, I tried to find a place to draw a trend line here on the bottom to see if there's and it's below it, and there's really not any place to do it. So
On the weekly,
I don't really like
there's
it.
a super weak one. But that would give us a back test into 29.38. Yeah, I don't like it. Let me look at one more thing.
Yeah.
Hold on here. Let me draw some other.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go from all-time highs.
Let's get one for newbie. We can do Tesla or Netflix. We can do. I've been talking about it, but in fact, I did just say something about it. Tesla. As long as it holds above 265, it's going to go. I don't have to look at the chart because I've been looking at it. Below 265 is it's weak. Above 265, it can go.
ES has recaptured into the overnight range, or at least poked its head over here. I'm definitely expecting selling right there. Sorry. Okay, Tesla. If we capture on the 30-minute candle close in 4 minutes for ES, if we close above 44.32, we can see some more upside trading back in that overnight range. Okay. Tesla, my level on Tesla is a little lower than yours. It's 258.37. There's a decent amount of volume there. Above where we are right now, 288.45. 298.74. Really close to another one though, 302, so we'll consider that a cluster. That's a range. And if we make it above 302, let's say 302.50, it's pretty much a direct route to 335. Well, almost 336.
All right, Netflix. We still have time for another one.
Nice.
Do a bunch of them today.
Yeah, getting a little faster.
Netflix. I don't like it too much because it's already kind of on a run.
We charted this one. I've definitely got a fair number of levels from a monthly perspective. We're running through that low volume area I'd marked, and I would have to look back to see the dates of this, but marked a low volume area at 462.04. That's the dashed line. When you see them on my chart, they come from volume profile, but they're marked on the monthly as purple, but if it's dashed, it is not a high volume area, it's a low volume. So targeting 490.05 if you happen to be long. Get that color changed. And we could just
That looks pretty good.
bounce around.
I'd agree with that.
And we could
Yeah,
even
for me,
slide up.
yeah, if it keeps going, I have right at 500. So
503 gives me
same numbers you have.
the other end of that. And above 503, I don't see any reason why I wouldn't go take all-time highs, to be honest. Like, I guess there's a tiny bit of something in that like 425 or 525 to 533 range. It's not significant.
I just wouldn't buy it now for myself. I don't, to me, it's chasing right now. I wouldn't touch it.
And
My
so
opinion is
looking
if it keeps
for
going, it's 500.
looking for a back test as far as an entry. If you're not long right now, I would not enter long below the 200, which is 407.03. I might look at something speculative at like the 415, 416 range if it holds and the overall market is holding.
Yeah, I'd get in at 420. I'd try a bounce at 420. You pull up a monthly and draw a trend line straight across from like April of 2020. See what I'm talking about? Here, let me just post it.
All right, flip over to monthly. I don't even think I looked at this on the weekly because I don't have any blue lines last time. So I added my weekly levels here.
Yeah, I just posted the chart now. I love when I drive somewhere in the middle and it catches some tips.
Yeah.
Previous. It means that it, you know, obviously it denied there twice in, well, I don't have enough now, back before that. And then it kind of stalled there and then it broke through. I like seeing that.
And for me, that like it's close to yours, but at 417.67. So I like that it ran through the top of the candle back April 2020, and then we've got kind of a little bit of a doji May 2020, and then that's the candle base, that's the kickoff of June 2020.
Exactly. I think that's a really good spot for right at 420.
Okay, perfect. Time for one more.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back to June of 2018, high was 423, and then if you go to July of 2018, the high was 419, almost 420. And then you come over to those spots that I was talking about on my chart, you can see right where I have my cursor. It sits right at 420. You just follow it straight across, and you can see that 420 is definitely a good spot. No, I don't have time.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to run.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
So
thanks
we'll
for
pick up with
sure.
IWM next week, and I'll see if I can find a little bit of charting time to catch a few of these in the meantime as well.
Right.
Okay.
Talk later. Enjoy your trip there, Cedar.
Thank you. Bye.